Do you remember how much you scored in your school leaving exam? I'm sure a lot of you remember it to the last decimal point. Some of you don't, and that's okay. And a handful of you right now are thinking, how do class 12 scores even matter? You're right, they don't. Your school leaving marks do not really matter in the long run, but they do matter and matter a lot during college admissions. Class 12 numbers become your passcode to get to a good college in India. How much should you score to get into your dream college? 100%. Is the madness worth it? We'll try to answer that. Hello and welcome to Gravitas Plus. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay and this is College Admissions 2021. The country trolls quota, grills coaching centres, but this month the Delhi University has decided to roast itself. Delhi University's third cutoffs are out. There are limited seats because most have been filled during the first two rounds of admission. It began on the 1st of October when DU colleges released their first cutoff. Sri Ram College of Commerce wanted a 100% score from those looking to pursue BA Honours in Economics or BCom. Jesus and Mary College wanted 100% for Psychology Honours. A cent percent was a must to pursue Computer Science at Hansraj College or Political Science at Hindu College or Ramjas College or BCom at Khalsa College. 100% is the new 90 in India's capital city. The country's most popular university is demanding 100% from its students for at least 8 courses. And these are not just for the elite colleges, but also off-campus colleges. Deen Dayal Upadhyay College, for example, its first cutoff for computer science was 100%. Shaheed Sukhdev College had a 100% cutoff for business studies. What do colleges mean when they say the cutoff is 100%? Is the student expected to get full marks in the subject she wants to graduate in? That and 3 more. A 100% cutoff means the student must get a perfect score in at least 4 subjects. You see, a class 12 student in India studies up to 6 subjects. She takes exams in all of them, gets scores from all of them, but while calculating the average, the student picks what's called the best of 4, the 4 subjects that have the highest marks. So after all the computation and combination, do students really end up with 100%? You'll be surprised. This is the Hindu College's first cutoff list. Like you can see, the first cutoff for political science is 100%. The course has 49 seats, and within 2 days of announcing a perfect score criteria, Hindu College had at least 70 applications. How did students end up with such high numbers? Well, some blame China. The Wuhan virus disrupted the exams. Scores were calculated based on internal assessment. So most students ended up getting more marks than they had expected. And that's true. More than 220,000 students scored above 90% in CBSE Class 12 this year. That's 12% more than last year. In 2020, more than 196,000 students had scored above 90%. Despite a 90%, most of these students are now struggling to get a college seat, because there are others who have scored more. More than 70,000 students scored above 95% in CBSE this year. But this pool is not the lucky one. There are those who have scored even higher, the 100%ers. They are grabbing seats in top colleges, leaving 95%ers hopeless. This obsession with sky-high and perfect scores predates COVID, by the way. Even before Wuhan virus halted exams, Delhi's Lady Shri Ram College was asking for a cent percent in first cutoff. In 2020, LSR had announced a 100% cutoff for 3 courses: BA Honours in Economics, Political Science and Psychology. Long before COVID, more than 10,000 CBSE students had scored above 95%. The year was 2017. 1 year later, that figure crossed 12,000, then 17,000, then more than doubled to over 38,000, and now in 2021, it has crossed 70,000. And I'm not saying that India does not have brilliant students. Of course we do. But these numbers don't add up. Were internal assessments biased? Was there generous marking? Or were marks insanely moderated? It is not unusual for boards to bump up an 80% and make it an 85%. This year, that 80% likely became 95%. These scores look fancy on mark sheets, but they do not help the mark sheet holder. They are meant to help schools who boast of fabulous results and teachers with magic wands. They also help colleges. The higher the cutoff, the greater the claim to prestige. But the student becomes the loser. Take Sri Ram College of Commerce, for example. It has 155 seats for a BA Honours in Economics. Out of these, 63 seats are available on merit. 23 seats reserved for scheduled castes, 12 seats for scheduled tribes, 42 seats for other backward castes, 15 seats reserved for students from economically weaker sections. And then there's a sports quota. So where does the general student go? Where does this leave a general student? Either she gets 100 and gets into a prominent, affordable college, or pays lakhs for a seat in a private college, or gets into a tier 2 college, or compromises on her choice despite getting a 98%. One such student, by the way, moved court. An 18-year-old student from Chennai told the Delhi High Court that her right to equality was being violated. The student said that she'd scored 98%, had offers from foreign universities, but chose to stay back because she wanted to study in Delhi University. But due to a high cutoff, she was left out. What did the court do? The court told the teenager, and I'm quoting, "As you grow, sometimes you will have to take the cookie as it crumbles." Delhi University has nearly 70,000 seats for undergraduate courses. Reports say more than 48,000 seats have already been filled. Where will the other applicants go? I do not have an answer to this question right now. I wish I did, but I don't. But we must find an answer soon, because this is an issue that affects all of us: students entering high schools, parents with children in Indian schools, Indian families with young children. This combination of sky-high scores and cutoffs is lethal for all of us. This system emphasizes on marks, not on education. It encourages rote learning. It rewards memorizing. It also celebrates an unfair admission process. You see, it's very easy to cut off a pool of students on the basis of a perfect score. It makes the job of a college so much easier, simpler. But a holistic approach calls for selection, not elimination. There's a reason why the American system of higher education is where it is today. American colleges do not cut off students. They spend time studying every application, every essay, every statement of purpose, every letter of recommendation. There are instances where 3 to 4 professors debate a particular application. These colleges believe in giving every student a fair chance. It's another matter that American colleges are so expensive that most regular students don't find the money to make it. Now, some new age campuses in India follow a similar process of selection, but these are exceptions and expensive options. The country's most popular university believes in taking the easy way out, posting cut-off lists. The National Education Policy 2020 proposes a common entrance test like the JEE or the NEET. And this is not an ideal plan. And I'll tell you why. Because much like the JEE and the NEET, a common college exam will start the cycle of coaching, mugging up. It will also leave out those who cannot afford coaching. So I'm afraid a common entrance test is not the way out. The solution must dig deeper, crack down on marks moderation, evaluate evaluators who make a joke of the Indian education system by rewarding students 100% in English language. The solution lies in a more holistic admission process. The industry is not interested in a student who makes it to a college because of a magical 100%. It wants individuals who are passionate about their subject, students with a good track record, communication skills, all-round development. The industry likes outliers and leaders. The Hindu college that demanded a 100% cutoff managed to place just 22 students this year. SRCC got 134 placements. Average CTC, 9.8 lakhs per annum. It was 7.5 lakhs for Lady Shri Ram College, 7.47 lakhs per annum for Miranda House. It managed to place just 45 students this year, but for the incoming batch, the first cutoff for political science was 99.75. Is the DU madness even worth it? The university ranks nowhere in global charts. In fact, no Indian university does. Only 3 Indian universities figure in the top 200 positions: the Indian Institute of Science, IIT Bombay and IIT Delhi. India does not need these laughable cutoffs. We need a reform in classroom learning, in examinations, in admissions, in campus learning. India needs better colleges, more affordable colleges. India needs colleges that are in tune with the industry and unafraid to change with the times.